So we've learned how to do a quick and dirty estimate. We've learned how to use models, which is not going to help you in the Walmart. It's whip up, can you see it? Whipping out your models and your crayons and coloring so you can get your, no. We would be, the lineups at the cashier, can you imagine? That would be ridiculous. So obviously it's not practical, especially when your numbers get bigger. So we need to know how to multiply whole numbers by decimals. And here's the good news. You already know how to do it. Yeah, you do. Because first, and I'm gonna give you a big old note. This is a stolen note, boys and girls. Yeah, I copied it. It's one I found on the internet. It gives you step-by-step instructions. You will have this note, but you already basically know a lot of them. The first step is to do your quick and dirty. So here's the example that I'm gonna use. 64 times 2 and 92 hundredths. So I'm gonna round that. So this one is gonna round to 3. So 64 times 3. And I'll do my estimates in red so you can see. 64 times 3. And if you can do that in your head, that's great, because there's some that you will be able to. 3 times 4 is 12, carry the 1. 3 times 6 is 18, 19, 192. So my answer should be almost 200, round in there. So now I know, that's my first step. Second step is ignore the decimal. What? Yeah, ignore it. Just pretend it isn't there. So if we ignore the decimal, we could probably not do our multiplication in this format. So you have to stack them. I stack, and you will find most people do, stack the larger number of digits on the top. Here's what I mean by that, like this. So this number has 3 digits. It's not about the value of the number, because $2.92 is way less than $64. So I stack the larger number of digits on top. Now, third step, multiply. Pretend you don't see the decimal. Just totally ignore it. Did you notice though, going back one little bit, when I stacked them, I did not stack them according to the decimal point, like in addition and subtraction. No. You stack it as if it's just a typical multiplication question and without any decimal. We're ignoring the decimal. We're just pretending we don't see that underwear at all. It is not there. Pretend. Okay? So then you just multiply as you normally would. And of course I picked a big old one, but 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 9. 99 is 36. Carry the 3. It's hard for me to carry when I'm holding. Sorry. 4 times 2 is 8, 9, 10, 11. Placeholder. 6 times 2 is 12, carry the 1. 6 times 9 is 54, plus 1 is 55. How am I gonna hold my, I can do it. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 5 is 17. 8, 8, 6, 8, 1. We're looking for 192. Don't panic. Last step, place your decimal. How do we do that? Well, here's how we do it. There's 2 ways to do this. First way is you look at your estimate and you say, well, my answer should be in the hundreds, so my decimal has to make my answer in the hundreds, and you force it. Okay, that's legit. People do that. But I know your parents are going to say, that's not how I was taught. I agree with them. Here's the second way. The second way is to count your place values in your question. Well, here's what I mean. So now we are going back to our question. There we go. And we see this first number has 2 decimal places. 1, 2. Okay? This one doesn't. Its decimal is here, but I don't have to count that because there's nothing to count. So, in my answer, I want to also have 2 decimal places. If this number had a decimal, I would count that one too. So, 1, 2, my decimal goes here. I call this the smile method because each of these makes us smile. And I must give credit to Mrs. Malacheski for coming up with that word, because if you were my student many years ago, I did not call it a smile. I called it something else, and everybody made fun of me. So that's the smile method. You count up the place values for both factors in your question. If I had decimal 1 here, I would, of course, this multiplication would be different, but I would also count that, and then I would have 3 place values to count in my product. Does that make sense? So now, if I look at my answer, 186 and 88/100ths, it's in the ballpark of my estimate, is it not? Sure. It's in the hundreds, just less than 200. So I know that I have done 2 things correctly. First of all, biggest mistake, they forget the placeholder. The estimating will catch that for you. The second biggest mistake is not to place your decimal correctly, but using the smile method is pretty easy. It's pretty easy, yeah. So that is how you multiply decimals with whole numbers. Now I need you to practice that